Hi everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to make these really cute little flannel balls. You can use them like in a tray, in a bowl as vase filler, or you can put I took the little top off, but you could put it back on and use it for an ornament. They're so fun, so easy. So what you're gonna need is just any old ornament. You can use the clear glass or plastic like craft type ornaments. Just take an ornament out of your stash, whatever, any kind. You just wanna make sure it's like not textured. You want it to be smooth. And then you're gonna need some fabric. I love to use flannel just because I think flannel is super fun for Christmas, and there are so many things you could do with flannel fabric. So I have a few different kinds here, just different flannels that I picked up last year at the craft store. And it would be fun to kind of mix some flannels or maybe mix it with some buffalo check. That could be really cute. So what you're gonna do is, let me move my camera so you can see. Okay, so I cut my strips about ½ inch width. So did I say you're gonna need a ruler? You're gonna need a ruler, you're gonna need fabric scissors also, and you're gonna need some fabric glue, tacky glue, or hot glue. I think I forgot to say that. So I'm gonna start out, I'm going to just cut my fabric in ½ inch strips. Nothing fancy, it doesn't have to be exact. Your cuts don't even have to be that straight. And if you wanted to make it easy for yourself and just go on a particular line in the plaid, that totally works too. It doesn't matter. Let me put it on here, maybe you can see my face too. Nope. That was almost a fail, wasn't it? Whew. Okay, well, so just to make my life simpler, I'm gonna just eyeball it. And start cutting some strips. And then what you're gonna do is you can cut all the strips or you can do it one by one, but just know that you don't want to be too short. And it's totally fine to be too long because you can trim it off. I would not, that light is just coming in, isn't it? There. I would not get too crazy because it's not going to be an exact diameter every spot on here, if that makes sense. So if you want to cut a whole bunch of strips a uniform length, that's fine. Just make sure that you err on the long side. Otherwise, you may end up with strips that are too short. So I'm going to cut my strips and come back. Okay, I have cut some strips, and again, the sun has moved. Let's just try to forget the sun. Well, not forget the sun, I love the sun, but let's just try not to concentrate on it. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting a dab of glue to secure an end. And I'll just put a few more, I don't know if you can see, I'm actually gonna put a few more dabs of glue onto the actual flannel. And I made sure mine was a little too long because again, it's fine to go too long. You don't want to go too short. So I've got my first strip glued. And you could trim each strip as you go along, or you could trim all at once when you're done. Really doesn't matter. I don't think there's any right or wrong way to do it. I'm going to continue with my next strip. I'm just going to put some dots of glue onto the flannel. There's so much that you can do with flannel fabric. Like I was saying, I just love to use it for Christmas. I will just put a scrap on my coffee table underneath a tray and make it look like it's a little square that, you know, is supposed to be there. I have used unfinished, unsewn scraps of flannel for a throw. I have rolled it up or stacked it up. Like if you saw I just posted yesterday my laundry room decorated for Christmas. I rolled just some scraps of flannel up and put it in a sled. And I folded some stacks and just put an ornament on top of it. I just think it's just a really fun accessory. Have you seen those rag garlands where you just take like a piece of twine or string, knot all kinds of different fabrics and flannels on it, and it makes the cutest little garland? You can fray the edges and have a different look. It's so versatile. I just think it's super fun to use around Christmas. It's just like cozy and homey and, I don't know, kind of nostalgic. So I'm just gonna continue to glue this on. If you want to use it for ornaments, you do want to find the kind that the little like coupling, I don't know what you call it, hanger part is flexible. Some of them you can bend very easily, and you will want to make sure that it's flexible because when you put it back on, it has to fit on over this fabric, and most of them will, but that is something you want to check into when you're deciding what ornament to use if you want to hang these from a tree. Like I said, I just use them as balls, just as like filler in different places around my house. Your kids could totally do this. It's just very simple. You might want to cut the strips for them depending on their age, but it's just very simple, and I kind of just messed up that one. And if you mess it up, no big deal. Just rearrange. You could overlap and layer as you go. That's the best way to do it, making sure that, hang on, you want to overlap a little bit your edge. There we go, so that none of the ornament shows through, so that it's layered. And you just repeat that process all the way around. Super simple. When I'm done, I'm gonna trim my edges off. And there's probably, I don't know, probably not an easier ornament that you could do. And these are really fun, and you'll find a way to kind of batch your cutting or whatever. Like I actually made the ball I showed you a minute ago, the finished ball. I actually did that last year, and I just cut a big long strip at a time and then trimmed it as I went. And I think if I remember correctly, I kind of folded the fabric a few times so that when I cut, it made many, many cuts, if that made sense. And that's it. So I would just continue on, glue down, like if you have any loose or bumpy spots, just stick some more glue in there. Easy peasy. When you're done, this is what it will look like. And again, if you want to put that little ornament cap thing back on, you just want to bend it out a little bit so that it fits over the fabric. And that's it. I hope you liked these.